find the absolutely natural thing, the thing which is him. So the curious thing is that as you inhabit him physically, so the thoughts come and the whole attitude and the voice and everything like that, because he's quite an educated Australian person. He's not a very strong Australian accent, and he uses his lower lip a lot, and his teeth are a little bit different to mine. So it's a little bit more like that. And he's so powerful that he doesn't need to do very much, and you don't need to really do very much to start to inhabit a powerful man, because people revolve around people who have power.
It's a very kind of intense type A kind of character, and I think it's shockingly a little bit of a stretch for me with you know, things like Ted and Family Guy. It's I think people will see those things and think, oh, this is MacFarlane. And I'm actually a fairly shy, very kind of soft-spoken person in real life, and so it was a little bit of a process, and in some ways I'm still kind of finding it as I go.
I did everything I could to get the essence and the feel. You know, you're so indebted to a real person that you play that you have to honor them with doing as much research as possible, and really understanding that world and understanding the drive and what keeps you there, what makes you make choices that are against your moral code.
In that really extraordinary first meeting at which Roger Ailes was present with Rupert Murdoch's whiz kids from Australia, he said, "Who are you aiming this new channel to?" And they said, "Everybody." He said, "Wrong. You want to aim it purely to the conservative right in America. It's a captive audience. They feel unheard. And we should just tell them what they want to hear, not what is actually happening."
It's a story of endless possibility, but what you would do in order to make that possibility for you and also one of power.
It is not a show with an agenda to preach. It is a pretty by-the-book, fair portrayal of this guy who was very intense, very overbearing, very much the biggest presence in the room. It paints him as he was.
Every human being is entitled to their own choice, but I think knowledge is power, and if you are making content that is knowledgeable and well-sourced, you give people the right to their own truth. That's the greatest power you give to an audience, is letting them decide for themselves.
Of course you want to grip them, of course you want people to come and watch in their millions. But art also, in a sense, has a responsibility. And so if you ask me what I want people to take away, it's perhaps that this is kind of a responsible piece, as well as illuminating and may lead people to think in a slightly different way.